What's up, everybody? It's your boy Andre Havert. I'm going to talk to you guys about June 1991 because that's the month I was born. That's the year I was born. First of all, let me give a shout out to all my Geminis in the class. If you were born in either May or June, no offense, but June is the better one. I'm going to talk to you guys about the Academy, music, some good movies that came out in that month and year, some popular TV shows, and some fun facts. Well, it may not be fun to most people, but it's facts of 1991. So let's get it kicked off with the economy. At that time, the gas was only $1.14, so pretty sure we will want that now. Seeing that gas is almost nearly to what, $5, $6 now. A gallon of milk was $2.80, pretty much the same now, so not that big of a difference, I would say so. The average house was going for $147,000, and then the average person bringing into the household was only 30 grand. So obviously, one of the partners in that relationship had to be making a little bit more if they was going to be able to afford a new home, unless they just rent. Some of the popular movies that came out in that time was Robin Hood, The Prince of Thieves, which made over $165 million in the box office, something I did not know when I was a kid, because I saw it as a kid. So I can understand why that movie made it to the top of the list. A few others was The Rocketeer. That movie made over $45 million. The City Slickers. I'm not sure if anybody's seen that movie. The movie came out on the day I actually was born, which was June 7th. So I highly recommend you see that movie. It was a very funny movie. And then lastly, The Naked Gun 2.5, Smell of Fear, which made $83 million. All these movies, like I said, came out in June. The first one I mentioned came out June 14th. The second one, June 21st. And then the third one, like I just said, came out on my birthday, which was June 7th. And then lastly, June 28th. Some popular TV shows that came out in June was like Cheers, Full House, Home Improvement, and Roseanne. I know a few years before that, the most popular show was The Bill Cosby Show, and I believe A Different World and Fresh Prince started. But as time went on, they went along with that comedic view. So that's why they ventured over into these shows, and all these shows are hilarious. I highly recommend you watching those if you haven't checked those, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people in this class checked out, at least Full House and Roseanne. Probably not Cheers, probably not Home Improvement. That's kind of a different kind of funny, but if you didn't, it's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Some good music that came out in that month and year was pretty, I'm guessing since it was, because at that time Detroit was a very hot place to be. June of 1991 was probably one of the most hottest times. If you lived in Detroit at that time, you probably know, because I'm sure some people are in this group that's around who could remember that, but I was a baby, so I don't remember that much. I only know what my parents told me, and then when I looked up doing this project. Yeah, it had 15 consecutive days, I believe, of just nothing but heat. So I don't understand why these songs will get you in the mood, but some of the songs that came out during that time was "I Want to Sex You Up" by Color Me Badd. Love that song. I know what that is now. The Snoop Snoop. I'm sorry, forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, but it's by Cher. Do You Want Me by Salt-N-Pepa, and lastly, Thinking About You by Kenny Thomas. So like I said, those songs to me sound like songs you will listen to or get prepped to listen to the real good songs before you may have intercourse. Sorry, don't mean to be blunt or out there with that remark, but that's what I feel, because those songs are very sexual. Some of the fun facts that that I read up on and jotted down around that time was that one of the trendiest styles back in 1991 was something called the French Roll jeans. I'm not sure what that was or is. Well, I'm sorry, I actually did look it up to see what it was, and basically it looks like teenagers used to roll their jeans 4 ways up and then put the socks over it. Like I said, I don't know. No one does that now, so I don't know why that was so trendy back then, but it was. Now, being the nerd I am, the gamer that I am, I found this one very interesting. That Nintendo introduced the new Nintendo Entertainment System in that month and year too, the Super NES. So if you're a nerd, I'm pretty sure you know what that was and you know what that is, and you played on it too. Devastating but crazy fact that I looked up and found was that Mount Pabudo, I'm probably saying that wrong, forgive me, exploded, causing an ash cloud that reached over 5 miles and did not leave. I believe it said for at least a few days. So that was like interesting. No one got hurt, so that's why I said it was interesting. It wouldn't be interesting if someone got hurt, but it just exploded. I couldn't really find anything that explained why it exploded. I'm sure it is a detailed reason why it exploded, but it exploded causing an ash cloud that lasted up to a few days, and it was 5 miles up high in the sky. So was probably crazy. And then another thing was that the first Sonic the Hedgehog was published by Sega. I always say that wrong. I want to say Saga, but it's like the only way I can pronounce it right, so I say Sega Dreamcast. That's how I pronounce it right. But yes, the first one of many games, because Sonic has so many games now. They have them on Game Boys, they have them on PlayStation. It's a lot. The different consoles is on now, but this was the first one, and it's kind of interesting. It came out in the same month I was born, so I find it delightful. So just to piggyback off of something, and by the way, I don't have anybody in this video with me right now because this is just a peer review, so I plan on having my family or whoever is in my house, because my house always has people in it, so I'll be doing that with them on the final one. But just to piggyback, like I said, yeah, the economy with the new homes, I mean, new homes I know nowadays are going for $139 out the door, and that's kind of why I didn't really see a big gap in it when it came to it being only $147 in 1991. I mean, don't get me wrong. Nowadays, it starts off at $139, but that's because it's basically not a finished basement, so it'll be a little bit more if you want a finished basement. So that wasn't too interesting. What caught me was the fact that the gas was only $1.14. Now I know when I could remember gas when I was a kid, it was probably, I want to say, $1.29, $1.30. I never remember gas being $1.14. So and along what you guys would know, you would definitely want that back. The movies, like I mentioned, Robin Hood, excellent movie. You should definitely check it out. Like I said, it made so much money. Didn't know it made that much money, so that intrigued me. The Rocketeer was an excellent movie. I'm pretty sure anybody can find something in that movie that they will love. Full House and Home Improvement, A1 shows. Love them. I watched them as a kid. I still watch them to this day. And in fact, the Full House finally has a newer show called Fuller House that comes on Netflix. So if you haven't checked it out, you check that out too. And like I said, some of the music at that time was very sexual. So thinking about your love, and I want to sex you up. So that's the two I picked from the 8. And then lastly, like I said, Sonic the Hedgehog came out in June of '91, so that was pretty awesome. I played all the Sonic games. I'm pretty sure everybody played all the Sonic games. And I would love to see somebody rock this French roll-up jeans, because it seems interesting, but it just seems like something you'll wear to a bad 80s or 90s party. So that being said, thank you for watching, and let me know if I can do something better or if I'll talk too fast. You guys have a great one. Peace. Also, check the shirt, Nostalgia right here.